Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rakha, Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Greatmillstone. Now, my name is Jakal from Plaintables Camp, and you introduce yourself.
Brother Mafwa.
All right, we're just going over a short lesson on the different offices that brothers have within the camp. You know, you have your camp leader, but everybody's supposed to support, your camp leader. And then you have your second, third, fourth on command, depending on how your camp is. Now, everybody doesn't have the same office. Like, you can't go to a job and you have 15 foremans on the job on a construction site. It'll never work. Everybody can't lead. All right, you have to have brothers follow other brothers. You know, so if you had a scripture before the 12th chapter, you can get that.
I'll just go straight into it.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
All right, so
let's start from the top.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is Romans 12:1 and
yeah. So let me go back to my analogy. Yeah. So if you don't have multiple heads trying to do the same job in one area. You're going to have on a project. You're going to have a first, second, third, fourth in command on that. Everybody can't lead. All right. So everybody can't speak at the same time. All right. Now, Romans the 12th chapter goes into the different offices and how they're necessary. All right, I read that.
This is Romans 12:1, and it reads, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the power, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the power, which is your reasonable service.
Yeah, that's what we do daily. We sacrifice our worldly life, which is it's simple. It's easy now. Now that we look back on it, but it may have been difficult in the beginning. But we would easily give that up again if we had to. All right, but our lives are put to death here so we can live in Yahushua. All right, so continue there.
Verse 2, and it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yeah, and I was just speaking part on that. By the renewing of your mind, meaning to refresh, to bring again the remembrance. All right. Go ahead.
Sure. And it says that ye may prove that that is good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
And that's very important. The acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. Now, we all have different designations in the camps. All right. And we all preach in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai under the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone. We give them their due honor. All right. The scriptures say, praise famous men. I'm not going to be praising a guy that fell out and is a liar and a traitor and a busybody. I'm not going to praise a guy like that. All right. I'm going to praise a righteous man that has works, that's diligent. All right. That's witnesses, no proof. All right. So that's why we give double honors to the elders and apostles of Greatmillstone. You're not going to give double honors to a reprobate, a clear reprobate at that. All right? Go ahead.
Reads on, verse 3. For I say, though the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think.
Yeah, meaning that we're all under grace given to us as a gift by a higher power. So we can't be above that power. All right? We're not above Yahushai. All right? And a member in a camp is not above an elder or an apostle. All right? And it's a wicked thing to rebuke an elder. And not even apologize or make amends, openly. All right? That's a wicked thing. So you can't go around thinking yourself more highly than you ought to think. Man, you have to be in a humble state. All right. Humble doesn't mean you're quiet, you don't say anything. All right. Humble means that you're compassionate. You understand the scriptures. All right. And you fulfill these scriptures. All right. That's what being humble means.
See, I was gonna keep going. I'll bring out precept later. But reading on it, it says, "But to think soberly, according as the power hath dealt to every man the measure of faith."
Yeah, because every man doesn't have the same faith. All right, you got some guys that are confident that if they get fired from a job, they'll get another one. You got other brothers that be scared to death about losing a job because they've been in a job so long, they can't see themselves doing something else. They don't want to go back out there in the world. They fear that. All right, or they convince themselves, you know what, I might as well stay here. All right. Every brother doesn't have the same faith. All right. I may be able to talk shit to a cop. Another brother might be scared to talk shit to a cop. All right. Every brother doesn't have the same faith. All right. Some brothers may be scared to get arrested, go to jail, or be injured. You know. Other brothers may not.
Okay. This is going to be verse 4. And it reads, "For as we have many members of one body, and all members have not the same office."
All right, now we're coming to the climax. Read that again.
It says, Romans 12:4, "For as we have many members of one body, and all members have not the same office."
All right, so though we're one body, we don't all have the same duties and responsibilities. All right. Go ahead, read.
So we, being many, are one body in Hamashiach, and every one member one of another.
Yes, I mean we operate as a team, a functional team. All right. So you gotta may have 1, 2, or 3 speakers. Do you have one brother speak? He says his word. Another brother speaks, says his word. Another brother speaks, says his word. All right. But we only have one head. We got one camp leader. We don't have 3 camp leaders. We have one camp leader. All right. All the brothers under the camp are under that one man. All right. And relative to that, you got some guys that don't like to be under other men. They're proud. All right. Meaning they want to be free because they might think your system is too strict, or you might think you don't particularly like a brother's attitude, the way he speaks. All right. So you want to go out and go on your own. And a lot of them guys, most of them, they don't even know the scriptures that well. They go out there because they don't want to be bound to a camp leader under Greatmillstone, and they go out into the world and they don't even know the scriptures, and it's clear. You know the guys, you know. They go out there, they preach, you know, sometimes a couple times a week, you know, with very little understanding. All right, very little understanding. Good.
And it says, verse 6, "Having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. Or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching."
Yeah, that's why you see certain brothers don't understand how to handle certain situations differently or more effectively than other brothers. You know, I remember when I first started, I couldn't even speak, and then as time progressed, one day I learned how to speak, and I just slowly progressed from that point. All right, but I had a genesis, and I just kept at it, and then every week or month or so I get a little better and better and more strategic when I answer questions or ask questions. All right, because that's the measure of faith that Yahweh Shai gave me. All right, and this brother right here, he has his duties, responsibilities, and his gifts that he's really good at. So other things he may not be good at, but it's according to the designation that the Lord gave you within the camp. All right.
Just a quick precept. Psalm 75:6, it says, "For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But Yahweh Shem Yahshai is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another."
Yeah, so Yahweh Shai is in control of our spirits. All right. Yahweh Shai is in control of our spirits. He's even in control of our progress and whether we are of the elect or not. All right. So we can't choose to be of the hopeful elect or of the elect. We can't choose that, to be of the elect. Yahushua knows. All right.
And one other precept. This is 1 Peter 5:6. It says, "Humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hand of the power, that he may exalt you in due time."
Yeah, humble ourselves. All right. I mean, man, we're not. We don't go out on the street and act as if we understood this Bible on our own. All right. Because we were humble, the Lord gave us that grace to understand these scriptures. All right. If you're proud, that Yahushua is going to take his spirit from you or not even give it to you, and you're not going to understand the scriptures that well if you're not humble. All right. If you're humble, Yahushua will reveal to you these scriptures. I mean, the Lord said something about supping. He shall sup with you.
Sup.
Yeah, in Revelation, I believe.
So this is Revelations 3, and it'll be verse 20. It says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him, and he with me."
Yeah, and the Lord's voice is the elect preaching the gospel. The Lord Yahushua has set up the apostles and elders of the Greatmillstone to preach this gospel. All right, so you got to give honors to the elders. I mean, and apostles. They're the ones that told us to go out in the streets and set up camps. You know, so if you can, remember scriptures off the top of your head, and you know the basics, the rudiments, you should go out and teach, not with stupidity, and with intelligence. All right.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah, if you don't know something, don't preach. Act like you know it. Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, the first chapter, and I'm gonna go to verse. I'm starting at 3, and go down to 4. The point. So it says, "For forward thoughts separate from the Most High."
Yeah, forward means not easily managed. Meaning you're a nuisance. We tell you to do step left and you step right. Not easily managed. Meaning you're very difficult to deal with. The forward. Go read it again.
It says, "For forward thoughts separate from the power, and his power, when it is tried, reproveth the unwise."
Yeah, so look, we're trying to remain in our offices that we believe Yahushua gave us. Because our whole thing is faith based. We believe Yahushua set us up to be leaders in Israel. We believe the Lord is going to deliver us in that day. We don't know. That's why we always say hopeful elect. All right, but if we're the elect, we are the elect. If we're not, we're not. All right. Go ahead. Read it again.
This is Wisdom Solomon 1 and 3. "For forward thoughts separate from Yahweh Shem Yahushai and his power. When it is tried, reproveth the unwise. For into a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter."
Yeah, and into a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter. All right, so if you're a wicked demon, you're a liar, a traitor, you bear false witness, without provocation, or with provocation, you bear false witness, you're not going to escape that. All right? We're like the Lord said, hold fast to what thou knowest, lest someone take that crown, roughly paraphrasing. We're trying to be leaders in the kingdom. We want to be leaders in the kingdom. We have faith that what Yahushua said to the disciples that we're going to get. All right? The kingdom, rulership. All right? So we aim to please Yahushua. All right? And we need a savior. All right? We definitely need a savior. All right? Is that it?
And then so finish off. It says, I'm gonna read it from the top. It says, "For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin."
Yeah, that's why those guys that can that go out on their own, speaking on that for a bit, you don't see them progressing. The ones that are constantly at odds with us. All right? And if they progress in anything, they're progressing in wickedness. All right? It's not about the amount of numbers you get. All right? It's about the quality of your work. All right? Go ahead.
It says, "For the Ruach Kodesh, the Holy Spirit of discipline, will flee deceit."
Holy Spirit of discipline. Yeah, a lot of brothers don't have discipline. That's something that we all need to work on discipline. All right. When you're told to do something, you have to do it. All right. You shouldn't be trying to challenge everything your leaders are saying. All right. Go ahead.
And remove from thoughts that are without understanding, and will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in.
Yeah, that's why we're grateful. We have faith that we're progressing in the right direction. All right.
Time. And I got one last precept, then I'll go back to the Romans. This is going to be the book of Ecclesiasticus 28:8, and it says, "Abstain from strife, and thou shalt diminish thy sins. For a fierce man will kindle strife."
Yeah, meaning don't start nothing. All right. Don't start anything contentious without provocation. All right.
So a sinful man disquieteth friends, and maketh debate among them that be at peace.
Yeah, you got guys that tell a lie, and then this cause men that were either neutral or cool to become enemies, and that's wicked. How Shai gonna pay you back for that? All right.
Back to Romans 12. It says here, Romans 12, and that'll be verse 8. And it says, "Or he that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence."
Go back with what's simplicity?
It says, let him do it with simplicity.
What do what?
It says exhorteth or exhortation. So it says, I'm gonna read it from the top. It says, "Or he that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity."
All right, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. I mean, look, if the brother needs whatever he needs, make sure it's legit and give it to him. All right. Continue.
And it says here, he that ruleth, he ruleth with diligence. He that showeth mercy with cheerfulness.
Yeah, meaning you forgive a brother for a fault. If he can't come to you and apologizes, you forgive him. But you might have to watch him depending on who it is. Don't be a fool, because every brother's not a brother. So, go ahead.
Quick precept if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
This the book of Ecclesiasticus 29:20. It says, "Help thy neighbor according to thy power, and beware that thou thyself fall not into the same."
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna go now back to Romans 12. Now we're going to Romans 12, and it'll be verse 9. It says, "Let love be without dissimulation."
Yeah, meaning be sincere, be genuine. Go ahead.
"Arbor that abhorreth that which is evil.
Abhorreth that which is evil, and
Cleave to that which is good."
Yeah, it's some things that are very evident to be evil. You have numerous things that we can speak on right now, but we leave it up to your own experiences. Abhor that which is evil, and cleave unto that which is good. All right, and continue preaching this gospel, in the right spirit, is what's important. All right, cleaving to that which is good. All right. Okay. Is that about it on there?
It says, that's basically it. I mean, verse 10, it says, "Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love, and honor, preferring one another."
Yeah, kindly affectionate with brotherly love. Once you get to know, brothers, y'all can, hang out and do the work. Get the job done. Don't be bickering over small things and let that lead you to. I mean, you're gonna bicker with small things sometimes. That's just the way it is. But don't let that lead to you breaking up and falling out. Because we're all men. Shit happens. Philippians 1.
Okay. So Philippians, the first chapter.
I'll start at the 8th verse. No, 9. Start at, you get the cameras good?
Mm-hmm.
12, 13, 14. Start at 14.
Okay, this is Philippians 1 and 14. It says, and many of the brethren in the Lord, waxing confident by my bounds, are much more bold to speak the word without fear.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that you have to do as a member in Great Millstone. You have to speak, because we're prophets. If you're in a camp, you're a prophet. All right, or you're supposed to be a prophet. You know, there are brothers that are in camps that are not prophets, but you have to speak, meaning to say before, read the words of the prophets and be able to interpret them and exhort the people. All right.
It says, verse 15, some indeed preach Hamashiach, even of envy and strife.
Yeah, that's definitely what you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to preach the word for envy and strife, meaning because you got certain guys that want to preach just to debate, just the pure art of debating. They want to go out and preach because they love, you're calling a white man a devil, cursing out the black woman. That's only part of the the equation. All right, so that's a spirit you want to stay away from. Flee far from that. All right, remember, it's not about your views and how good you look on camera. It's about the quality of your work. All right, and if you're an honorable man, all right. Yeah, I can say thus far this brother is an honorable brother. All right. Go ahead, read.
It says, and some also of goodwill.
And some also of goodwill. All right. And some also of goodwill. So we believe we preach for goodwill. I mean, we preach because Yahushua told us to. And we're following a program that the apostles and elders set up. All right. And there's nothing wrong with that. Right? Us following righteous men. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. We're not ass kissers or man pleasers. We're doing the right thing. We're in Great Millstone. All right.
It says, that's it? Or
16.
16, it says, the one preach Hamashiach of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bounds.
Yeah, because you got guys that preach and try to come against you. They'll come down with their Bibles, and try to challenge us, and every single time they get put to flight, or they start screaming in your face, and you can't even get your words out, So that's what they try to do. When they preach, when they try to read the scriptures back to us, or read not necessarily the scriptures, but their own doctrine back to us, they're trying to afflict us. They're trying to cause us pain. We're already bound, in this kingdom, but we're free in Yahushua. But we're already, they're trying to make our life just a little bit harder. All right. And again, Yahushua will make him pay for that. That Thessalonians, I believe, Second Thessalonians says that. All right. So he's gonna recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. All right.
Just a quick precept. There's Ecclesiasticus 2 and 10. It says, look at the generation of the old and see, did ever any trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
All right, so that's clear evidence that Yahushua's men, his soldiers, get Timothy. Good soldier. Mm-hmm. That's clear evidence that Yahushua's soldiers, his true soldiers, are going to stand the test of time. All right. No matter how bad they may try to put us in, the light they try to put a Great Millstone in. Thus far, we have stood the test of time. All right. From when the elders got big on YouTube, it was around 2007. To this day, we've been strong. We're still here. And we haven't gotten weaker. We've gotten stronger. We've multiplied. All right.
This is First Timothy. Sorry, let me see. Yeah, this is 2 Timothy's 2 and 3, and it says, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Hamashiach."
Yeah, that's the quality that every brother has to have in the camp. You have to be able to be hard, you know, be able to take verbal abuse, maybe even physical abuse, you know, being pressed, being harassed by police, different people in the audience, you know. But you gotta just take the example of the elders, you know, when you hold camp, you know, you gotta keep the people at a certain distance, you know, don't let them touch you, you know. Some fools, you know, let people touch them. You're not supposed to do that. I know some guys want to be friendly with the people, but that's from experience. You don't want to let guys, you know, get up all in your grill. You know, and you being fearless is stupidity. All right.
Okay. This is gonna be Acts 5 and 38, and it says, "And now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught."
Right. Yeah. If we're wicked, if we're members of the apostles and the elders on down are so wicked, then the Lord is going to make us disappear. We're going to fade away into nothing. All right, and we're going to be exposed for whatever they're trying to expose us of. All right.
Okay.
So you got any more scriptures?
That's all.
End it there. So that was pretty much a lesson. Every brother has a different office. You got a code of conduct in Greatmillstone. You can't just be in a camp and become a leader. All right. You have your whatever spot you came in. Whatever rank that your head gives you. That's your rank. All right. You're not going to be. I mean, the elders went over this a while ago. If you're not going to be the 10th man, then you make it to number 2. Or you're the camp leader now. That's ridiculous. All right, how much could you possibly know in 60 days? How much experience could you possibly have? All right, you're gonna constantly make mistakes.